Hey there, Libra. Welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am your reader, Melissa Joy. I love it because in the pre-shuffle, you're already putting cards out and you're talking about, hey, let's start that new story. You know how often people say, ready to begin a new chapter? Babe, you're on a whole new book. You're ready to start the new story. And I love it because you're wanting to take it from the top. Sounds like a musician. Take it from the top. No more take it to the limits. It's really powerful because you pulled in your energy card first, and it's moderation. Look at that fire going, but this is a fire that does not consume. This is a fire that does not burn. This is the fire of illumination, of passion, of knowing yourself and putting yourself first. Talk about a new story. It's one of the most powerful sun cards. I absolutely love this. If you haven't seen these before, this is Tattoo Tarot. Look what else we have. Getting that divine balance in life, and love your neighbor, love yourself, love God, love your community. That those things don't have to get out of balance because they are actually one with three expressions, just like me, myself, and I, correct? Ooh, behind that we got the Six of Coins. Somebody's about to get a deal. Who's going to get a record deal? That'd be pretty interesting for those of you who are into music. But some of you are about to get a branding deal. Maybe even, what would that be called? Sponsorship? Woot woot to you, Libra. All right. It got me doing the balancing act out here because, you know, there's a hurricane that blew in through Florida, so the weather's kind of odd here and there. So I need to just dip out here in the backyard to see what's going on. High Priestess behind that Three of Cups. Yeah, coming out of a long, dark night. That whether you were in society and showing up or not, there was a personal cloaking. It could be like, meanwhile, everybody thinks you're all happy and bubbly, but inwardly you were longing. Or people just see how fit you are, but secretly you were grieving. You know, it's something about having had a little personal thing going on inside that others were not even aware of, because when they look at you, they see your beauty, they see your amazingness, they see all the colors of the rainbows, the whole bag of Skittles, okay, friend? Seeing that whole bag of Skittles. So, okay, so we're retaining the Sun card. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more about this. Who wants to find out about their offer coming in? It's gonna make kind of the world a better place. It's opening up a part of yourself you didn't even know existed. It's as if something in your garden cross-pollinated and it created a whole new creation. I'd say creature, but it's vegetable, right? Vegetable, animal, mineral. And something brand new came out of this combining, this coming together, this new era. Oh, some of you, hello, hello, hello. Get ready when the season turns. We're talking about the equinox, yes. What a beautiful time. And we're not talking about moon ceremonies and all that. We're talking about festivals, festivities, that type of energy. The other can get so serious and just daunting, and let me say the right things and let me to perform. You passed that, you know that. Look at that. Remember how these were the vapors coming on up and getting you out of that old sour way? No, you are here to live in your power. And this is trying to come out to give us a bigger story. Now, some of you may want to check out the Gemini reading because this was prevalent in there. But the Wands is showing up to show an interruption. An interruption, realizing you have the power of choice. You don't have to go that way anymore because remember, it's this moderation. I love it. It's no more having to be fully given over into something like swept away. Swept away. Just like if you're on a hot air balloon, you want them to be able to have power of the control. If you're in a car, you want to have a steering wheel, correct? It's what makes it enjoyable. It's what makes it livable. We've got to get rid of that old devil energy. And you want to know why, friend? If you write down the word devil, D-E-V-I-L, and you turn it around, what is it? L-I-V-E-D. We're wanting to get into the living, right? No longer being locked out of your own life, getting into that new story where, hey, you're the author. Pick up the pen, write your story, write that power of choice, write this beauty that you don't have to live life to the full. we're living it to the full, meaning the overflowing, the overabounding, the fountain type life. But what if that's satisfaction? There always being plenty, keeping it circulating, moving, going, restful flow, just that grace and that ease, kind of like on cue in a movie. Ooh, somebody's life, is that an offer, a deal that they're going to make a movie of your life? That is a trip, y'all. And this is what kicked it off. Making a movie of your life, finding that balance of what life and living really is. The Americans are not wrongly accused of living to work as opposed to other nations that work to live. There's that balance. This is the work to live balance. And not just enough here or there. No, it's literally feeling every moment and staying in the prime, and not prime so that I can, only have 1 ounce of body fat, and prime so I can save the most. Again, you know how tight that is. We talk about Libra energy here. You bringing in a reading for us, Libra. I feel like you're the producer sitting in the chair going, roll, and you're watching the story unfold before you. And that's it. It's about this beautiful dynamic. Staying in that sweet spot, the pleasure point. Well, tell us about that. More Gemini energy showing up again, my friends. So that does away with the separation. Because separation is where the pain and the suffering is. Separation is where that darn dang devil steps in and flips the door on us, flips the script, and somehow takes ownership of your own house. Heads to the no on that one. There's a way being made here, and we don't have to go over through the waters. You're talking about being a receiver, incoming. It's like a receiver and a broadcaster, kind of like a speaker. The information comes in through the speaker and then it goes out. Do you see what I'm saying? The person is speaking into that microphone, the information comes in, and then it moves out into the world. But you're naturally a receiver. It keeps it going, and as it moves out into the world, more messages of that type of love, that type of, you're saying entrainment, that type of, we could say choosing the condition, but speaking the truth to your reality. Speaking the truth to your reality, overriding the script like a producer. When it keeps trying to go, want, and you don't want, you go, clip, and you're like, hold it, let's go back and let's do this again. Here's what I said, here's what I'm seeing, here's my vision. What if we stayed just that way, that we were truly in that level of power and authority and control? I mean, it is your story. It is your life. And this is what I love. This is what turned the whole deck. Queen of Pentacles for you coming in, Libra. Man or woman, it does not matter. Look at that. The stardust is in your cells. It's in your back. It's in your hair. It's in your beauty. That's why they want you moving about and living your life, because as you do, it's as if life around you is becoming the movie. But you're the character, the producer, and the writer all at once. Somebody check out Helena Woods, How to Make Your Life a Fairy Tale. Oh, did we just talk about that? We sure did in Virgo, because we were talking about 8th house Scorpio coming on in there, and the truth of fairy tales and all that sort of stuff. As we're talking, look at the star coming on in. You the star of your show, my friend. What you think of that? What if you orchestrate this whole world? What if the moderation really has to do with a lot of mediating, staying in that sweet spot, in the energy, that when things tend to get conflicting or rough, you just flow, move around it. Sometimes that means removing your presence. Sometimes that means stepping out to the restaurant. Sometimes that means going on and doing what you want to do. Ace of Wands and 9 of Cups. Ooh. Now here, this becomes a drawing instrument. Not only does it write the story, it crafts the words, but it creates the image, the imagery, created in your image. So your image is your imagination, okay? We have television and we have imagination. Which do you want, reality or truth? Okay, so begin there. If that's you, go with the truth, friend. Go with the truth. And begin to craft it. So when my body's still sitting here screaming at me, and they don't have options. for me. Okay? And so I'm faced with that reality, that consequence, right? Here, cancer's still trying to get at me. They think it's scar tissue from treatment. And it's nauseating and severely painful. Like, I couldn't sit up. I couldn't do anything. I have a sweet viewer named Joy who has booked a reading. And it was funny. I was going to have it to her in 2 days. I was fine. And she said, oh, no, you're worth waiting for. Do it whenever you get to it. And often when people speak that, it does put a hold. It creates like this warp space thing where it has to be put on hold for a time. And I didn't know why. And then emergency room, kidney swelling, the pain, the vomiting, the whatever else has been horrific. And I thought, and I didn't know if I was actually going to make it. Yeah. And once I could, talking with my mom, I gathered myself. And it's like, I wasn't born for that. I was born for this. And I was someone prior to the gigolo cancer, shizdizery stuff, the abuser. I was resilient and could come back even from that treatment that they put me through. And they said it was from like the 1950s. And I thought, where is that? Where is that desire to live? Where is that passion? Where is it? And I just kept asking. And in the midst, I finally found a laugh on the day I couldn't even move. I watched the Great British Baking Show. Libra, I guess this is the story you were asking for, right? That's what I discovered that show when I was going through cancer, and they became my friends because I went through cancer during COVID, right? And I was also with an abuser who refused to let people come help me. Help bring me food or take me to treatment. So, all that stuff was sitting in my body. Like, I'm working on this wisdom or knowledge or whatever, gift of life coming in to let us know how to forgive with our bodies. I forgive with my heart and my mind, but my body is trying to release this. And so I'm just tying it all into that. And I was like, I found a little laugh when I was watching it. I thought, oh, there she is. There's that part of me. It came back. And wanting to create, even though I just created a digital card the other day, I have 3 decks of cards, y'all, that when I can figure out how to do Kickstarter, they'll be made available. Really powerful stuff. And then I cook for that person every day. So the gentleman, I take care of it in the afternoons. And so it's just been really rough. But I felt that little blip, that little bling. And when I felt like I was being stabbed to death in my guts, I just did a little couple of dance moves up in the kitchen. I'm like, girl, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. And I thought, I don't know how to make miracles other than to choose joy in the midst of the trial, to choose an outcome. Because I don't want to stay like this, friends. And they don't have a way for me to stay like this. Because the pain drugs and things that they give for this are kind of ruled out because of the cancer treatment I went through. And so I'm digging down the earth to make space for something that I don't know exists yet. And that's the happy, healthy, whole me. Because I have always been happy, and I'm just going to keep forcing it upon this reality of what I'm going through. That's what this is like, friend. You're like filling these cups. And these could be cups of paints, right? Or Easter egg dyes, or, clothing dye. Maybe you love to do tie-dye. Man, have you ever seen some of those tie-dye competitions? Whoa, that's some serious stuff. Maybe these are your dreams and your imaginations, okay? But begin to give yourself permission to live, to blossom, to bloom. I know it could seem, well, that's what I love. You're not looking at what seems. That's a blocked vision. That's a masked seeing. Are you choosing to see with your heart? You're ready to push past and get to the story. It's so interesting, Libra, that you're leading this reading. I appreciate it. Thank you for that power. Thank you for that courage and that strength to strike up the band, right? To get us out of here. To get it out of us. You're like the Pied Piper leading the plague away and getting it out of here, because the two don't go together. It's just like ducks and, what is it? Ducks and chickens do not belong together. And here's a little PSA, public service announcement. Where the avian flus come from is there are certain countries where they'll raise poultry together. And the thing is, ducks are waterfowl. Chickens are landfowl. Now, waterfowl carry influenza in their liver, which is why duck pate, goose pate, those type of things, is they were taking their vaccination, their flu vaccine, right, by taking a little bit of influenza, which is what they carry in their liver. But chickens do not carry it. So therefore, they are like a breeding factory for what the ducks naturally live with, the chickens cannot, okay? So it's those things that they may seem like birds of a feather, but they don't mix. They don't mix. We knew a cute couple in junior high. They were kind of like the Jack and Diane, and they were so head over heels for each other and had dated 2 years. But he was a monocarrier, and so she would get sick all the time. But so, take your spirit and begin to craft this whole new story. It's really powerful. I'm excited about that for you, Libra. And let's see the 2 cards that are behind the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups, and we have the 4 of Wands. They're talking about tremendous financial success. And you would ask me, how is that, Joy? Because we moved into the new era. We've moved into plasma. We've moved into creation where water is the new money. Okay? Water is the new money, and you have inventive ideas. You have the power of your own authority and permission. You have a really strong confidence. So have you ever thought of yourself as a creator, Libra? It's pretty exciting. Create this movement. And I love that you don't have to sell or convince other people because you are fully convinced. Look at this and step into the truth of who you are. Get on your luxurious vacay. You know, as you're rising up in your wealth and your posterity and your prosperity, you start meeting people of your own level. And you don't have to sell or convince anybody on that. You just get to see people who are happy living their lives because they're investing themselves into their life's meaning. I could say purpose, but you know, purpose is like the Dixie cup. No one sits there and eats the Dixie cup after they've had their drink, right? So we're talking about the meaning, what it's filled with. So living a life of satisfaction on your own terms. And you don't have to huff it. You don't have to hump it. You don't have to push it. No, look at this. Just moving right along. Look at that. Some vitality. Let's inoculate your sun. Put some vitality up in that, my friend, Libra. I love it. Thank you for sharing this reading with us. It was powerful. I look forward to listening back to it and gain the insight and wisdom that you have shared here. Hey, would you do me a favor and tap that like button before you go? And if you enjoyed this, you could also subscribe. And until next time, I look forward to chatting with you in the comments down below, my friend. I love you, Libra.